Welcome back to Self-Help. In this video, I'm going to be talking about a song that was recently released that, as a therapist, I just love. People who know me know that I'm a huge Victoria Justice fan. And, just to prove it, here is a photo of me, almost 10 years ago, sitting in my college dorm freshman year. And if we zoom in slightly, you'll notice somebody there posted by my desk. That's right, it's none other than Victoria Justice. So, big fan, longtime fan, I'm completely shameless about it. Fun fact, her and I are the same age. Maybe this is old news by now, but Victoria Justice just released a new song and music video. And I really, really like them. Not just because it's Victoria Justice, but because of the lyrics and the message of the song and music video. It's really a perfect creation that illustrates racing thoughts, difficulty sleeping, intrusive thoughts, inner criticism, and self-compassion. So I want to talk about it. I want to show parts of the music video and listen to parts of the song because I just love it. I really don't want to run into any issues with copyright laws. I wanted to consult my lawyer about it, but then I realized I don't have a lawyer. But I've seen other people posting videos to YouTube showing and playing parts of the music video, and Victoria Justice even retweeted about one of those. So maybe I'll be okay. If other people are doing it, I want to. And yeah, I would jump off a cliff if other people were doing it for Victoria Justice. So I'm just going to copy the fair use claim that I saw in other people's videos and throw that in the description and just hope I don't get sued. So because I think the music video adds so much power to the song, we're going to watch parts of the music video and talk about the lyrics. Okay, so this beginning part sounds like one of those schizophrenia simulations. I like this because it's a really good and creative illustration of what a lot of people experience when they have racing and intrusive thoughts. And right off the bat, I'm working with multiple clients right now who are experiencing sleep issues because of racing and intrusive thoughts. So the tossing and turning and overthinking, that is so real to so many people, and I love how it's shown here.
Conversations never end. You'll never be good enough. You're not capable of love. Might as well just give it up.
So she says, "You'll never be good enough. You're not capable of love. Might as well just give it up." I love those lyrics. It's terribly sad that she's thinking those things, but I've had so many clients tell me that they're thinking that they're not good enough, they're unlovable, and they should just give up. So these lyrics really put those thoughts into the spotlight to show people that, hey, it's not just you who thinks those things. And that should be really validating for people who feel like they're going through it alone, or that these inner thoughts and inner experiences mean that they're crazy and that there's something wrong with them. Because that's the furthest thing from the truth. And to me, the only thing better than Victoria Justice is two Victoria Justices.
Lies, 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 overwhelmed inside. Haven't loved myself for a minute. Try to be on my side. I'm my own worst enemy, admit it.
Okay, I want to talk about this. It is extremely common to be very critical of ourselves, to the point where it seems like we are, indeed, our own worst enemy. But why does this happen? So most people have an internal monitoring system that's always at work. Like when you're in a job interview, part of you is automatically monitoring how well you're doing and how well you're interacting. Our brain is kind of like a smoke alarm. It's always trying to sense the presence of smoke so that it can sound the alarm. And our internal monitoring system comes with an expectation or an ideal self. When you're in the job interview, you have an idea of how it should go and how you should talk and act. A lot of times, though, our actual selves don't align perfectly with our ideal selves. And this gap between our actual self and our ideal self often leads to disappointment and feelings of discomfort. We'll call it the disappointment gap. So we have this monitoring system, our ideal self, and then our actual self, which doesn't always match up to our ideal self. And when that happens, we're disappointed. So to manage this disappointment, self-criticism comes into play. This is like the correcting mechanism in the monitoring system. It's the alarm in the smoke detector of our brain. The monitoring system senses a problem, which is the disappointment gap, so it sends criticism to go solve that problem. So your brain thinks it's doing a really good job. It thinks it's helping you and that it's problem solving. It's mitigating the discomfort from the disappointment gap. It thinks it's doing great. But we know that it's not. Because the criticism sounds like those previous lyrics of, you're not good enough, you're unlovable, you might as well just give up. So I want you to ask yourself this and really think about it. Imagine that I had a way to completely remove your self-criticism so that you never get angry with yourself and you never beat yourself up. What would be your greatest fear about not having self-criticism? Or what would you worry about if you didn't criticize yourself? Some of the common answers are, I would become lazy, I'd be arrogant, I wouldn't learn from my mistakes, I won't develop or progress, I won't improve, I won't see flaws, I won't care about what other people think. Now, there's nothing wrong with the things I just listed. It's great if you want to improve and become a better person. How we go about this, though, can be more or less helpful. Self-criticism is a response to the disappointment gap, and it's driven by fear. Because we're afraid of those things that we listed happening. The good news is that there is another way. And Victoria Justice sings about it perfectly in this song. Let's listen.
I need to treat myself better. I really can't be so unkind. I know that I deserve better. If only you could hear what goes on in my mind. I wouldn't say the things I do to anybody else. So why is it okay to say to myself, I need to treat myself better. I need to treat myself, treat myself.
I love those lyrics. So how exactly can we treat ourselves better? The answer I'd use with people in therapy is compassion. Compassion is a huge topic and one that I will dedicate at least one entire video to. But for now, I'm just going to compare and contrast what responses look like between self-compassion and self-criticism. So I'm going to put a table on the screen that really shows the differences between self-criticism and self-compassion. Under self-criticism, we see it's a desire to punish and condemn. We're looking backwards. It's linked to disappointment. We're focusing on the mistakes. And the emotions associated with this are anger and frustration and anxiety. So switching over now to self-compassion, it looks like a desire to improve, to move toward one's best, forward-looking, linked to building on the positives and abilities. There's validation of setbacks and there's encouragement. Trust me, I know it can be really hard to let go of self-criticism. For a lot of us, we think it's what's been helping us our whole life. And at first, we might be really skeptical about self-compassion and whether it can actually help. So I'd like to end with a metaphor. Let's imagine that you have a child and you can send them to one of two schools. You visit the first school and they tell you that they're the only place where your child is really going to learn. They say that when your child makes any mistakes on their homework, they are punished so that it will never happen again. They say that when it seems your child isn't working hard enough, they are called out and ridiculed. And they end by telling you that this is the only way your child will actually learn anything. So you leave that school and you're impressed by their enthusiasm and you go visit the other school. At this school, they tell you that anytime your child makes a mistake on their homework, they'll try to understand where the mistake was and why, and then work with your child until they better understand the homework. They say that if it seems your child isn't working hard, they'll work to find ways to help your child engage better. They let you know that they will always work for your child's well-being and will never intend to harm your child. So, which school do you want to send your child to? Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check out Victoria Justice's new song, Treat Myself. I really, really like it. And I hope that all of you can practice a little more compassion towards yourselves. Hit subscribe if you want to, and come back next week because I'm really excited about the next video. I'll see you then.